good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining our first Fireside Chat of 2024. This will be the first of a 12-month series of valuable Fireside Chats that we started last year. And just to set the stage as to who the audience is, we're software companies that are targeted at the Microsoft marketplace for Dynamics. So this would be appealing and valuable to not only Microsoft themselves, but anybody involved with Dynamics, the cloud, modern workplace, all the business application side of the house, but also the partners that make a living in that space, the communities around the globe that actually use those applications, Dynamics users and prospects that are thinking of adding these applications to their environment, consultants that are engaged with Microsoft users out there, and there's a lot of obviously a lot of buzz with AI that's happening out there, and so Dynamics has been elevated in the marketplace to a new level, which is fantastic and exciting. So those consultants out there should stay on top of it, and we're going to provide you with information throughout the year to help you do that. The venture guys, investors, we're talking about SaaS applications, ours to take a look at, and how we're going to impact the companies that you're working with that can make them more process automated and deliver efficiency like no one's ever seen, especially in the area that we're talking about, which is subscription management, which is a billing model moving away from time and materials, and that's what we're excited about today. So with that, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Edward Harof. I've been in the industry for 30-something years. I'm in Atlanta, as you can see behind me. And I'm happy to be working with Bluefort. I've been leading their entry into the North American market with the team, which we launched last summer. And we are building a exclusive partner channel to deliver to the best of the best to the users, the community that's already there, as well as all the new prospects that across North America that are looking to either add subscription management to their existing Dynamics or are looking to put in a new ERP system. And I'm available. We'll get into at the end of the presentation how to reach us and so forth. But today we're going to talk with the creator of our software, Bjorn Kuijt from Malta, who has a long history. I'll let him introduce himself. And Jeff Goldstein, CEO of Q Associates, a longtime global Dynamics partner based out of New Jersey. You wouldn't know that from his LinkedIn because he travels the globe regularly, but I'll let him introduce himself. And again, thank you for joining. So with that, I'd like to introduce Bjorn, if you could take it away.
Yeah, thanks, EJ, and welcome everyone. My name is Bjorn Kuijt, as EJ mentioned, located in Europe, in Malta. From the early beginnings, I've been involved in rolling out Microsoft Dynamics 365 solutions to end customers initially, and then I've moved more towards the software side. Always been able to work very closely with several ISVs and the Microsoft Dynamics 365 engineering teams over the course of my career. My focus is primarily to bring Microsoft Dynamics with our Bluefort solutions to companies that want to increase the enterprise value of their business by either already working on a recurring subscription-based business model or venturing into one by providing them the capabilities and the tools to run the business smoothly and effectively on the Microsoft Dynamics 365 platform. And I'm very happy to be here today.
Jeff?
Yes, hi EJ. Great to be working with you again. We've known each other probably for about, 20 years. So when you reached out, we're very excited about the opportunity, not only to work with yourself, but also to work with Bluefort and to help them roll out what I think is a very sophisticated product here for Microsoft Dynamics 365 in North America. So very excited to be, working together. As you mentioned earlier, we have a global footprint, and we have the ability to be able to implement and support Microsoft Dynamics 365 systems on a global basis. And our strength is here in North America. So very happy, very glad to be working with both yourself and Bjorn and the whole Bluefort team. Very professional organization, and the fact that we both have offices in Atlanta and we're within driving distance from each other makes the relationship even more symbiotic and easy for us to very closely work together. So thank you for inviting us. Very happy to be working together, and very happy to be supporting the Microsoft Dynamics 365 community by providing solutions that will enhance their offerings to our customers.
Yes, I can't say enough about the relationship, Jeff. I mean, Jeff and being part of, for those of you who are familiar with the Microsoft community, it is partner driven. And both of us, all of us here, have been involved with the IMACP, the International Association of Microsoft Channel Partners, and that's something that's growing and growing. And Microsoft stands behind that, and we're going to be part of that too. So Atlanta has a big chapter, and it's great that Chris, your lead, is here to help make that happen. So. In regards to the companies and the focus, could you talk a little bit about, because there's a real strategic marriage that happened here, because one of the things that we realized that is important is, it's one thing for somebody to design an application to, say, fix a hole or do something better. But it's another to really understand the industry and the applications that you're plugging into. Can you talk a little bit about Q and what they, how you've built your business and the Dynamics experience and audience that you guys sell to?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely, EJ. So, we've been working with the Microsoft Dynamics products since the early 80s, since they were DOS, products. So we grew up with these, products, starting with Great Plains and working with Solomon, and then eventually, Exapta, and then Navision. So we've been basically riding Microsoft's coattails all along, the way, and growing with the Microsoft, organization. So, one of the things that we've been encouraged to do was to, focus on vertical, industries, and that's where your solution in subscription management, helps us focus on, vertical industries. So anywhere where we have subscription services that are required or recurring revenue, along with revenue recognition, your solution helps us compete better in those, industries. So, whether it is, software, whether it is in, services, and there's a variety of different vertical industries, where the Bluefort solution, works really well. This helps us become more vertically, focused, and helps us know the industry very well. And as a result, we can be more successful by focusing on vertical industries, especially where subscription management and recurring revenue and billing is a priority.
And I know I was excited that you were interested and got it right away, because when we worked the Dynamics Summit, when we launched with the press release and the relationship, you wouldn't have known that we hadn't been together for 10 years, because we all worked with and started right up talking with customers. And that's the value that we bring together to the dynamic users and the consultants, is that you can talk about all of the challenges of the process automation and the things that I think that we share, that Bjorn will talk about in a second, is that they don't know that this is out there, that these capabilities, that when you're talking about subscription, obviously we think about the remote control we throw across the room because we can't find the streaming that we need. and the billing improperly. But when we're talking about dynamics, it and how it touches lead to order all the way through to the payment processing and so forth, there's a lot of components that it touches that most consultants and people that I've spoken with over the past 6 months didn't know there was something out there that could automate that process and save and increase revenue all the way through the entire business. And so, Bjorn, if you could talk a little bit about, your background, which started back in Denmark with the original Damgard, and which for those youngsters out there was 365 long ago, before Microsoft bought them and evolved it, I guess, into like what it is today. But he saw something. He saw the vision of where subscription billing and just the entire time and materials was going to change in the future, and recognized it long ahead of the marketplace. And so, Bjorn, if you could talk about that, that would be great. And the function.
Yeah. Happy to. You make me feel old here now, EJ. Going back for such a long time. I think
you were just skiing A basins and all. So
Yes.
I know you're not old. So that's
I think the good part is that both from a QE point of view and from a Bluefort point of view, we have a lot of experience over the years built up in business applications on Dynamics. From the early stages, I think we all recognized the capability of Microsoft Dynamics initially in ERP, being able to go into manufacturing, supply chain, financial management, as well as project services and its project capabilities, which over time, I think, grew much more in attaching the surrounding solutions to the enterprise ERP applications, adding on CRM over the years, making a wider footprint and a wider fit for purpose for different departments in different types of companies. But I think in the last decade, more companies realize that if you want to tie your customers to your business, then the reoccurrence of that business has become critical. Not only doing a one-time sale or a one-time project or one-time time and material exercise is key, but actually what's more critical is to do that again and again and again, and keep on providing value to your customers. And it's underpinned very often also by the type of service and product our companies are providing to their end customers, which could be anything like IT services, which is not a one-time thing, but it's a continuously evolving service that customers provide that needed a better model than just paying bills by one-time fees that are sent, but capturing it more as a long-term relationship in an agreement that is more stabilized and also budgetary more apprehensive for end customers, led to the rise of a subscription-based business model. And that is where we really focused on. As business matured, both on the Microsoft side, moving to the cloud and making software more servitized as it is today, other industries have followed suit, as Jeff mentioned. We see manufacturers jumping on the bandwagon as well, not only developing a product or a piece of equipment anymore that is sold as a one-time use, but really ring-fencing that all the way across with services, with upgrades, with innovation, with support and guidance, and in an ongoing fashion. And those kinds of business capabilities ultimately drive a much better customer experience and a much better utilization of products and services over a longer period of time. And that's really where we want to play with our solutions. And at this point in time, having a Dynamics 365 set of applications at our disposal that really span all the way down from marketing till the final invoice and the financial backend of it all, gives us the flexibility to really see a life cycle and a customer experience end to end. And especially now with the rise of AI coming up big time now through Microsoft with Copilot, with generative AI capabilities, ChatGPT, we all know how big that's going to be and how big it already is. And having those capabilities as a platform to build on as Bluefort has been a fantastic journey, and will only be a more fantastic journey going forward in our roadmap. And I think from that point of view, where we are at is to team up with companies like Jeff's business at Q, where they recognize like, hey, that business model is changing. We already see that our customers are great conversations already with the team on the QE side about where we need to be and how we need to play, and working with them and recognizing that opportunity for not only new customers but also existing ones has been a very exciting start of our business relationship, and I'm sure it's going to be even more exciting as we go forward.
Well, Bjorn, you touched on AI, and when we talk about AI and Dynamics and Microsoft in general, it's fun to be in the right place at the right time, because when you think about the past decade, boy, have things taken off in the past couple of years here. And we know from speaking with most of the big consulting groups out there, and I'm talking to you, that they've elevated the Dynamics groups to a much higher level, and there's good reason for that, because of what Microsoft has done. But that's also driven by the partners, the groups that we're sitting here with, right? They have the vision and the expertise and the industry knowledge to be able to execute that, and we're going to help do that. And Jeff, with your team on F&O and just global experience in implementation, a customer, a partner, a Microsoft rep, a consultant group, whoever, they can't go wrong. In regards to where we go from here, what do you guys think is the next step? We're launching off the campaigns coming up. We've got the conferences throughout the year. What's your prospect or vision, or I guess what's the right words for the year? Are you optimistic for the year? How do you look going into 2024? I know that for me, this was the most exciting 2020 Happy New Year that I've seen in a long time. I was thrilled to get back to work.
Yeah, so we're very optimistic on 2024. We've gotten off to a great start. We have a lot of leads and opportunities that have not closed in 2023, and they're still alive for 2024. And with that, we have new opportunities, coming in. So what we tell people in our organization is ignore the noise. Don't listen to the media. If you listen to them, then you'll essentially be, depressed and will end up, causing a recession. So we just need to be positive. We need to move forward. There's plenty of business out there for, everyone. Sometimes we have to work a little bit, harder, but as things get tougher, companies need to become more efficient. In order to become more efficient, they need software, and those are the solutions that, we have. Because at the end of the day, the software that Microsoft provides us and the software that Bluefort provides us makes companies more efficient. And this way, they have to rely less on human beings to do the work, which, potentially, cost more money than the software, solution. So that actually is a great opportunity, for us if we're headed into a, recession, as the economists are, predicting. So we're very optimistic, very positive, very bullish on, 2024. We have a lot of business opportunities, a lot of new business coming in. Very excited about our relationship, working together, and I'm confident we're going to close a lot of, business. So in our estimation, Bluefort is the best kept secret. We got to let that secret out of the bag and let everybody know about it. So we're not going to keep it proprietary. We're not going to hold it to ourselves. We're going to tell as many people as we know about it, so that other people can benefit from the solution. So very positive, EJ, and excited to be working together here in 2024.
Well, we're excited about you as well, and the partner program, and that's a key point, guys. If it wasn't clear, we're working with all partners as a collaboration. So your level of involvement is based on how deep you want to take it. So you, as a Dynamics partner, if it's an opportunity that you see that is valuable to your customer, it can be as a referral. If you decide that's something you want to grow, to the point where you want to be trained. We can do that, but our collective co-sell teams and marketing teams are going to help you promote to your customers, because we all win in this scenario. From all the way through to, if you want to support it, you can do it, or otherwise we can handle it. But Jeff, you touched on something which is pretty interesting: the noise, right? And I've posted this a number of times. When you watch too much news, there's a lot of noise about AI. And I like to go back to the theory of how something was developed versus the reality of how you use it. And I advise everyone to listen to the people who are in the field using things and implementing it for their opinions on stuff, because there's a lot of courses out there, and there's a lot of good courses, but it's up to us collectively, our people, our network, to filter out what's valuable, what they're spinning the wrong direction, and how we can help you. There isn't one silver bullet for any one situation, but listen to your partners and get second and third opinions on things, but don't shy away from AI. It's a great tool, and we're incorporating it into like Bjorn talked about. But Bjorn, what's your take on things? I know you're a very, very optimistic person, and just full of energy. I love talking to you. When I record your presentations, I have to slow them down by half speed so that I can catch all the information, and I just enjoy it. But go ahead.
Yeah, part of being efficient, I think, EJ, I guess. Now, on the whole, I think from a 2020-2024 perspective going forward, if I start with, let's say, the opportunity out there, I second and echo what Jeff just mentioned. Things are going to be tougher. I think customers are more educated these days about what they want to buy and why they want to buy it. And I think it's our profession to help them to really clearly state, what the objective is of any business application or technology or AI investments they're going to make. So if I look at our domain, for example, in terms of subscription operations from start to finish, I can highlight two things that our customers typically focus on when it comes to value, and ultimately are convinced with that value that they're going to buy, is around growing revenue, and it's about process automation. Now, starting with growing revenue has a lot to do with understanding better what data you have about your business and your opportunities. If I segment that into sales and marketing, more and more with elements that are provided on the one hand by business applications as a platform by Dynamics, like Copilot, and like the integration more seamlessly throughout all the business applications and all the data it provides, that must lead to a much better way of driving sales in a more digital fashion. We've jumped on that bandwagon as Bluefort as well, in collaboration with our customer base, by trying to figure out, like, okay, what are the things that our customers really need to become faster in growing their revenue. And a key element I wanted to highlight in this session today is how we can help them in terms of upselling and cross-selling. As mentioned, subscriptions is a long-term game. It's about customer experience and delivering services, software and products over a longer period of time. And in order to make sure that you use that information in the right pace and in the right way, it's very important to bring new innovations forward to existing customers and understand what they have and what they don't have, and making sure that we identify opportunities of what they don't have and propose to them, like, hey, would this be valuable to you? And can we have a conversation about this additional component or service or product that you want to bring forward to their attention and drive additional value in that way. And rather than having a sales team manually crunching data, figuring out what customers have and what they use and how they use it, it's better to have systems in place like we have with our Bluefort Lisa Enterprise stack to detect what customers are using and what not, and create opportunities automatically in an intelligent fashion, so that salespeople get served up new opportunities directly based on data and can act on that. And that would ultimately drive the value proposition of generating more revenue for end customers. Now, the second part is about process automation. as we look at the landscape of a typical company in the enterprise domain running a recurring or subscription-based business model, it's very critical to save costs ultimately by process automation. And that has become more and more relevant in the SaaS domain specifically, but also in IT services, professional services, and in other areas where the focus becomes more and more on profitability. And on the one hand, we talked already about growing revenue, but on the other side is cost control and cost savings. And that is about peeling down the onion of like, okay, where do I spend time where I shouldn't need to spend the time on certain activities, and how can we automate that? To give one example of what we typically do is that subscriptions are not always sold directly to an end customer without procurement. Think about our own world. We are resellers at the end of the day. Like if you look at QE Associates, they're Microsoft, a big Microsoft global partner, reselling Microsoft and ISV products, which means that they also need to acquire that function, those products as well, that they put on their customer subscriptions. And just surely that back-to-back procurement to sales relationship and understanding what has been purchased on behalf of what customer, and automating that process not only from lead to order on sales, but also from procure to pay back-to-back on what's sold, is something where you can achieve quite some tremendous cost savings. And we help our customers calculating those savings and calculating potential additional revenue you can win upfront. And that would help us to be more, let's say, agile and quick on really putting together a value proposition with numbers, with monetary dollars on it. And we want to monitor that go all the way through. And I think that would help us to be more optimistic about what we can provide to our customers and really clearly bring the value to the service at the beginning of the relationship.
Yeah, you touched on a number of points there. We talked about how subscription touches multiple parts of the business, and it's still new for people because we're now looking at dollars in different departments versus the way SaaS companies, it used to be 50% on signing and 50% on go live. But now, you've got you're looking at the dollars per month on the subscriptions, and you've got that cross-sell, upsell in the sales department. You've got that revenue recognition in the finance department. You got the billing and the projects and services. You've got the the payment automation piece. And if you look at it the way you've got people in each of those departments working manually on trying to sort that out when it could all be handled with the dual write in Dynamics and be handled automatically, efficiently, eliminating all that extra hours that's being done. And to help drive this point across, Mr. Microsoft and partners and customers, if you go to the Bluefort website, there's actually an estimate guide, which you can fill in the questions, and it'll actually tell you that no, okay, you're fine with the subscription that comes with Dynamics, or here's a gap fit, and it's going to show you 30 other features and areas of the business that you hadn't even thought about, you didn't know, and how it could really save you a lot of money, but then also increase sales through the cross-sell, upsell, and process automation that you didn't know was possible, or was being handled by duct taping multiple systems together, trying to figure out how to get there. So that leads into how to contact us. The Bluefort library is quite extensive. I encourage you to go there. There's lots of documents on just subscriptions in general and the industry to help you to understand all of the things that Bjorn and Jeff talked about, and Dynamics itself, along with the estimator that I just referenced. And as Bjorn alluded to, AI is a component to that. Smart Opportunities touches on that because it's taking all the data and running the analytics and feeding opportunities back to the sales team and the CE side of the house on sales opportunities, and that's going to grow and grow with Bluefort Data Hub, with the AI components that we're introducing. and then of course all of the Dynamics AI and Copilot and everything else that comes down the pipe. So so there's the Bluefort website, there's the Q website, and of course our information is here. You can reach us. We're very easy to find. Any last any parting words from you guys?
Yeah, and EJ, don't forget about Microsoft App Source. So the applications are also available on Microsoft App Source. That's an easy way to find them.
That's a great point, and I can say too that Microsoft, that your marketplace people have been fantastic. We've been working our marketing team, and we've been working with them weekly. They've been very, very responsive, and we're real pleased with the programs that are happening there. So there's a lot to be excited about being in the Dynamics community as a SaaS partner and a Dynamics reseller. So if that's a wrap, I appreciate everybody sitting in today. I hope it was valuable in introducing this valuable partnership of Q and Bluefort to the marketplace, and I wish everybody a great day and a happy new year and a great 2024.
Thank you, EJ.
Thanks, EJ. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah.